Hi, my name is William Stanley, and this will be the beginning of my vlogs for my Star Wars project. And we're going to be starting off pretty simple today. We're going to go into bigger things with a lot of other objects that we have, such as nestling 3D objects into other objects for laser fire and scaling for depth perception for ships and whatnot. But we're going to start out pretty simple. I want to discuss a really nice way to be able to texture your 3D objects that you have in your scenes. We've got two TIE fighters here. One TIE fighter is a full object, and one TIE fighter is made of a bunch of other tiny little parts that you can customize for yourself. Making it from one part all the way to the end is really good because it can really help you define what you want to be the textures. That's how I got all these nice little details and textures in the arm right here, because you got all these little pieces that work together. But one of the best ways you can texture is what I like to call UV Editor. UV Editor points out your textures and allows you to map out all of the sides to the object that you have, and you can easily fit any textures that you can either make yourself or find online, and you can format them into the areas that you want them to, and they will fit and they will format. Like, as you can tell, like, this is a little scrunched on the right side where the UV editor is. The wing or the texture of the TIE fighter looks a little scrunched, but on the actual model itself, it's stretched out as much as the wing needs it to be. So UV editor really helps clean up a lot of the noise that a model like this would make. If you look at this, you can see how really like messed up and all the textures are, and that is when you don't have it set to automatic. So I really do recommend you do automatic, because it will really help define those textures that you want to get in your in your objects. That's the first part. The second part I would like to focus on is that sometimes these 3D textures that you add on could interfere with how rendering looks. So if we're going to take a look at our full TIE fighter here, and I want you to pay specific attention to the cockpit. The cockpit looks solid, looks nice. Every angle makes it look really good. But if we go into our render and we shoot for a render, you're going to notice something quite odd. The cockpit seems to be actually like transparent, and that's not what we want, because it makes this really weird like square that we don't want with the cockpit, because it's really black with a really black square and then a really odd transparent circle right around it, and we don't want that because that just looks odd. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our pieced one, and we're going to right click, or we're going to click on our sphere where the cockpit is. We're going to go to Attribute Editor to the right, and we're going to open up the Lambert or whatever texture this would be for you, and we're going to go to transparency. And not a lot of people know this, but you can actually right click on a lot of these, and you're going to right click on transparency, and you're going to break connection, and that will break the connection of the transparency that was attached to your file. And now once that has been done, we can come back to this one to know that it'll be fixed, and we can go render again, and the texture is fixed. There's no transparency. The cockpit looks nice and circular like we want it to be, and just the design as a whole is saved. So yeah, that's some 3D object editing and transparency errors that you might ever run into while using Maya 2018. I hope this helped. Bye.